Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I am creating something a little different than my usual watercolors. This is a new business planner setup and I just got inspired to do a mid-year refresh with an unboxing and haul from Cloth and Paper. So come join me if you'd like to follow along. Alright, so my Cloth and Paper order has arrived and I am so excited to do this unboxing. I've been wanting to try out these products from this company for so long. Ever since I started seeing them all over social media, I was obsessed with this neutral and luxury materials that they use. If you aren't familiar and you haven't heard of Cloth and Paper, they are a planner company. They have stationery supplies, and a lot of it is very neutral and high-end luxury branding. And so I really was drawn to this. So I made an order to get started with the 7x9 size, which is the Happy Planner Classic size. So when you first open this, you get these little beautiful cards. They have also a little sheet here, which is just my order information on that piece of paper. Don't need that. Cloth and Paper also has a subscription box option, which I may or may not do in the future. I thought I would first do an order to test out if I liked all of these supplies first before committing to a monthly subscription. So this is a business card size. It says minimalism, it's translucent, and it's so elegant and beautiful. I love this. Next, I ordered page flags and these little square ones as well. They are really beautiful. These are translucent and I really liked these nude neutral colors. A lot of my aesthetic for this is very neutral, and so I chose colors that I thought would go together. The colors I got are beignet, angora, and then cashmere, though the cashmere one at the time of ordering did not have a square option, so I just got the regular flags. Normally in Post-its or page flags like this, they're usually bright colors. What I love about this company and this brand is how elegant everything looks. It's just inspiring to look at this color palette. And if it's going to be in a planner on my desk every day, looking at it multiple times a day, this is a collection that I could love looking at and not get tired of. Okay, so on to the rest of the inserts and dashboards. So the very first one is an inbox dashboard. This is printed on a really thick vellum and it's really high quality. You can feel how thick this is. And it's got these really cute icons along the bottom. Just love how beautifully designed this is. Next, I got the luxury simplicity dashboard. I adore this. I just love there is luxury in simplicity and how minimal and gorgeous this is. It's also really thick vellum. And so I'll probably use this as a cover in my planner. All right, and the third dash I got is this Today tabbed one, and this is a lot thicker than the other two. It's a harder plastic. I mean, it still bends, but it's quite a bit thicker, and it's on the site it says that it's dry erase. So it's got that glossy side on the front and frosted on the back. And so if I wanted to make quick little notes and use a dry erase marker, I could use that and have that in the front right behind my dashboard that is the inbox. And so it's a good little filtering system for quick notes throughout the day and little reminders. Okay, so next I got a set of these top tabs. These are really nice, and they also have a glossy front and frosted back, so I suppose you could flip them around and then they would be bottom tabs, and then you'd have the frosted version on the front and the glossy one on the back. And then I got actually two sets of the side tabs, and they come in sets of 6, and I was originally thinking I would have one for each month of the year. But after deciding that this planner would be only a business planner and only have content and projects and goal setting, I decided to rearrange everything. So this is not a traditional monthly, weekly, daily type of planner. And I do have a traditional style of planner for my day-to-day appointments and work tasks. So that is already a separate planner, though things evolve and change. So we'll see. But for now, this is specifically a setup for my business only. And so altogether, they do take up a bit of room, not too much. I think there is room on my disk system here to add in inserts and still have all these tabs, but I'll see as I go. I may have to take some out. So for a total divider count, that's 12 along the side and then 4 across the bottom, plus the front and back cover, which are also a thicker translucent plastic, which I will add on together, and then I'll have to see how much space it all takes. Okay, so this front and back cover, they are also very high quality, thick plastic. On the site, I believe it's called glass plastic, and I think that's because that front is very glossy and shiny. So side by side with the dividers, you can see that that cover material is quite a bit thicker, and I suppose that's meant to take a bit more wear and tear. Okay, and the last thing I ordered were these purchase tracker inserts, and this is the only insert I actually ordered for now, and that is because this fits my main planner where I keep all my dailies, weeklies. It's my current system of paper planning, and it is in the letter size, so the US letter size is 8.5 by 11, and so I plan to put this insert set in there and test out the paper. Before I went and purchased all the inserts, I wanted to do a little test on the actual paper. And so far, from what I can tell, this paper is really good quality. The printing is nice and it seems very durable. So just doing a quick measurement side by side from the 7 by 9 size. So it is different. I was thinking I could maybe cut them down and have them as inserts in this one, but I don't think I can get away with it without cutting off some of that information. So I will leave it for now. All right, so now putting this all together, if you haven't seen these before, these are discs, and this is a system that is really flexible. So instead of rings or a bound planner, you can pop things in and out. I do have this clear cover. It's more for travel purposes and to protect my planner if I throw it in a bag. So what I am going to do is pop the rings in and set it up like this just to see if everything fits. If you've ever seen the Happy Planner planners, they come with plastic discs, and you can also get these metal ones. These are metal, I think they're aluminum, and they're in the rose gold color. And I've found that the metal ones work a little bit easier. The papers and inserts, they all slide a little bit nicer on the metal versus the plastic. And the way that you arrange these, you take the side of your insert that is punched and then just pop them onto your discs, and it's really that simple. You can just remove them and make changes quite easily. It's super flexible. And then I have 2 extra because this set comes with 11, but for the Happy Planner Classic size, I only need the 9 discs. So I'm starting with the There is Luxury in Simplicity dash. I'll pop that in first. And then right after that, I'll have my inbox system. And so the dry erase today tabbed insert is going in on top. Okay, and then I am going to go ahead and pop in all my other dividers, and it's just the same process. Okay, so this is the top view with no inserts, just the dividers and dashboards that are in there. So there's quite a bit of room in there, and I think everything I want to put in will actually fit. So that is good news. And also, if you didn't know, you can get disc sizes in different options. So there's 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1.5, I think possibly more. The size I'm using currently is the 1.25. Okay, as far as inserts and decoration, so far I only have these few little cards that I did order, and I opted to wait until I had the skeleton of this set up. So now that I have the functionality set up, I can go through and start putting in my different categories, different inserts, and of course the fun part, all the decoration. So as soon as the rest of my items arrive and are ordered, I will go ahead and add on to this video and show you the final setup. All right, here we are. It's been a few days and I'm finished setting up my planner, and you can see there is still room to grow, and I am so excited. I had a lot of fun coming up with this setup and system, and I'm happy that it all fits into my travel cover, but for the flip through, I'll just remove that for now. All right, so this is the cover. I love that it is translucent. This glass plastic is so luxurious. It's just really fun as a material and a texture. I kept the There is Luxury in Simplicity dash for the cover, and then of course the Today and the inbox system. This is meant to be a little bit of a brain dump and where I can put little notes and stickies and jot down reminders or appointment times quickly. Okay, so for the very first dash, I love this moon. It's a watercolor graphic. I made it in Canva and printed it on this acetate or film material, and I then cut it down to size to fit in my planner. Behind that is a little tissue paper, vellum paper. It came with the film acetate packet. And then for the very first bottom tab is my year at a glance. And so this is where I will do my overview for the whole year and pre-planning. So this year at a glance image here, it is from Jeseniaprintables, and I will link that below, but she has some really beautiful templates and you can change up the words and make it fit whatever category you need. And behind that, I have this white textured image. I also made this in Canva and then printed it out and cut it down to size. This calendar overview is from Sammy's Planner, and it's a freebie that I downloaded and printed. And then behind that is the full yearly overview, and that is from simpletrendyco. Seeing the entire year like this makes it so much easier for future planning, and I'm using it a little bit like a perpetual calendar, so the solid dates go in there: birthdays, anniversaries, the days my kids' school starts and ends, things that don't change. And then from there I can go ahead and plan out each quarter and then month and then week and then day, so it filters down. This quarterly layout here is also from simpletrendyco. I love the way that graph line looks behind each of these sections, and it also makes it easier for planning to see each quarter at a glance. So the first tab in my yearly overview is the goals section. So the bottom four are my main sort of content categories, and then the side tabs are subcategories. So the goals falls into the yearly overview since that is a yearly plan. This set of inserts is from Sammy's Planner, and it's a freebie and it's incredible. It's set up to map out goals for 1 year, 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, and then 1 month. And so you're really taking your goals from big dreams and then making them bite-sized into each timed area. So you can take little action steps for each of your mini goals, for your bigger goals, and then look at your progress and do some reflections, look at your challenges, look at what was working, what was not working. I just love the layout of this. And then I printed one extra blank goals page at the end in case I had any notes that I wanted to jot down. Okay, so my next category is projects, and this is the second tab along the bottom. This will break down my projects that I'm currently working on, and there are 3 sections for my business, and those are broken down by the type of content. So the first one is education, and that includes all my online courses, anything I teach, the watercolor classes, illustration classes, things like that. The second sub tab in there is my licensing work, so patterns and collections for brands that I'm working with. And then the last tab there is for products, and that is physical products. So my notebooks and my art journals and anything tangible. So that is being tracked in that section. I still have to add inserts for each of these sub tabs, so that is coming. Okay, so the third category is content. And so projects is separate from content. Content is things like my YouTube channel, marketing, anything I'm tracking for social media. So all that planning and tracking. So the first in this category is the trackers. And then behind the yearly tracker is the monthlies. And I have 6 months in here, so I can go through and mark out when I'm putting a YouTube video, when I'm putting out my blog, when I'm sending out an email to my newsletter. All of that is getting tracked by the year and by each month. The next subcategory in there is just for YouTube. And I loved that moon so much, I wanted to use it somewhere else, but I made it a little bit different. I made this also in Canva, this little leaf graphic, and I layered it over with the acetate, and I just love the way that those two look together. And so because I'll be in my YouTube section a lot, that is the bulk of my content, I needed to make it really pretty and wanted something inspiring to look at. And then I have a lists page here where I can track video ideas in different categories. And then right next to that is a process checklist. So when I'm publishing, have I filmed it? Have I edited it? Have I added the voiceover? Have I done tags and thumbnails? So it's a good way to track all the different pieces. Behind that is the content checklist. And that also includes a checklist for my blog and my email and social media promotions. And the second sub-tab in there is empty for now because besides YouTube, I plan to add more content versions in the future. So I wanted to have room to grow. So I left one blank tab in there. Okay, and the final bottom tab category is finance. And this is where I track all of my income, my expenses, my bills, order trackers, anything like that. And so this layout I actually saw first at, I think it was Maddie Plans and Elamon Paper Co. And they had done a really lovely design. And I liked the way it was set up. However, they did not have it in the size I needed. And so I ended up just creating one of my own. But this is inspired by that collaboration. And why I love this setup is that each revenue source is different and can be tracked. And so with this business that I'm running, that's a creative business, revenue sources come from different places. So YouTube monetizing, affiliate marketing, licensing, courses. I just wanted to be able to track everything in one place for each month and have a good way to look back and see where the revenue source was coming from. The page after that is my bill tracker, and I plan on using the calendar on the left to track each of those days where there is a bill due. And so that will help keep my finances in check. And so if there's a month that's heavy on bills or recurring costs, then I know that my expenses have to be lower that month. And so this is a great visual way to keep track of that. And after that is the order page and the wish list page. And those are both Simple and Trendy Co. Okay, so that is the bulk of my business planner, and it's not too big, so it actually is missing a few inserts from the project section. But after that, I thought about maybe adding a schedule area, and so I wanted to really divide the planner into two different areas. And so I decided to put this clear acetate in the middle. This card is from the Kikki self-care card collection. I got this on Amazon and I just loved the design. I love the colors. Everything really was, of course, neutral and beautiful and floral. Everything up my alley. And I will link that below too if you would like to take a look at it. It comes in a set like this. And then there's a little variety of colors, and each card has a different message on it. So it's an easy way to refresh your planner or change up your inspiration for the day. Okay, and then the second pocket that I have on this acetate sheet is got a little bookmark, and it's also made from an acetate piece I cut down. And then I added that minimalism card from the cloth and paper order in there as well. And then I thought maybe this bookmark I could make into a task card possibly. So it does fit the flags. It's actually a perfect size. So I may do that in the future. I haven't decided yet. But for now, I think I'll leave things really simple and clean and minimal, like the card says. And I added that little black ribbon on the top so that it would be really easy to find this schedule section if I needed to. Just turn to it really quickly. So when the planner is closed, it's really easy to just look, find it and take a look at where it is and then flip to it. Okay, so right behind that, I am so excited about this. I added my own artwork. This is a watercolor that I did, and I just printed it on that acetate. And I just love how delicate and beautiful that texture looks. And so I was really happy with that. And then behind that, I have a very subtle, it's really neutral, but it's a subtle marble texture. And that marble texture is from Canva. So I really like the way you can layer in this system and really change things up depending on your style or your aesthetic. All right, so because my schedule area isn't quite worked out yet, I left the 3 tabs there for monthly and weekly and daily. I don't have inserts in it yet because, as I said before, I do have a catch-all planner that I used for all of my planning day to day. So because this was supposed to be only a business planner, I'm not sure about this section. I might leave it out, or I might add to it. We'll see. But for now, I just put the dashes in here, and then if I go back in, I can drop in some monthly and weekly layouts and daily layouts if needed. Okay, and that is the final 4 tabs along the bottom. This section in the very back is a reference section, and so I do have a top tab for it since it's technically just sort of a tracking and reference area. So if you look along the top, there's only 2, which is the schedule bookmark and then the reference tab. And so I can easily go right to that section if I need. It's a clear acetate, and it can pop in and out like a little bookmark as well. So if I need to change that position or pop it anywhere else, I can do that. So I layered this, I think it's watercolor. It's from a art book. I've had it for years, but I did just take it out and punch it along the side and then drop it in behind that reference dash. And I just love the way that these 2 layer together. It looks like one of those vintage botanical prints. So I liked the combination of those 2. Okay, so the first insert is my monthly habit tracker. And it has every day, and I can just come back in here and pop in anything that I'm tracking. This is from, I think it's Studio L2E, and then the other ones are from simpleselfco. And so these are freebies, and I just like the layout. And then the other area there is for books that I'm reading each month. I wanted to track what I was reading in each month. The middle section there is the timeline. And so this is for milestones or any big wins in my business or personal. And if I want to just remember when it happened, this is an easy visual way to record that. And then behind that, I have my gratitude tracker, which is also a monthly layout. So I can go in and I can do one for each week. The tab after that is my index section. So this one is for the swatches of page flags, and I love this insert so much because these little flags, they fit perfectly in here. I'm pretty sure it was designed just for this. And actually this insert is for an A5, so that's why you see crop marks in the corners, but it doesn't bother me. I just cut it a little bit larger so it would fit in my planner. The page behind it is also swatches, but this is for pens. And so I could take, so for example, my Tombos or my favorite markers or highlighters and track the brand and the color there. And then the very, very last tab is the notes section. And this is just plain paper. And I wanted to just have a little section in case I needed to jot anything down or record anything, and it doesn't automatically go into one of my tab sections, and it's just somewhere to write down quick notes. And so that is in the back, and that is it. That is my business and content planner. I am so excited for this setup, and I cannot wait to start using it. The other thing that I did also order, this is off Amazon, are these page flags. These are transparent flags, which I plan to use, and they're the perfect colors. They're the softer, more neutral colors. and so they're very spring friendly or summer friendly. And this set also did come with these darker colors. I feel like this would be a good refresh to do for fall and winter when the colors change. It might be strange to do a brand new planner setup mid-year, but I don't know about you guys, but the pandemic is finally almost over for where I am and where I live in the world, and my kids are back going to see other children and going to summer camp, and so it just feels like a good time to refresh. It's almost like a January energy because things are sort of going back to normal. And so I was inspired and energized to just have a new start and refresh my creative system. Of course, it's not completely finished. I still have to label my tabs and still add a lot of inserts in that middle area, but it's a work in progress and I'm quite happy with the setup so far. I'm so in love with the textures and the materials and how simple and neutral and a little bit of floral is in this system. Thank you for watching, and I hope that it was fun and inspiring, and I'll see you in the next video.